Welcome to the 173rd episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined by Chronicle editor-in-chief Eric Schwartz. You're back.
I'm back.
It's so good to see you here.
So well prepared as well. I've been poring over these notes for several
minutes. I know.
Minutes.
You've had absolutely nothing else going on the last few weeks.
It's true.
And we won't get into that unless you want to, but we don't have to.
No, it's fine. I've been at home, just, elbow deep in poop, which is not a lot different from what I do around here.
Well, we both have our things we're the best at, and that's yours.
Yeah.
And how are things there? Good?
Things are good, yeah. Got a new baby, little Zeke. He's pretty cool.
Good name.
He's not bad.
Named after your favorite Dallas Cowboys former running back.
That's exactly who we named him after.
I knew it.
Yeah, you got it.
We're also joined in spirit by sponsors Summit Funding, Chehalis Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. And any other preambles you want to mention? I have one.
Okay.
We apologize if you are listening to this and waiting up for the drop date instead of attending the Centralia Community Town Hall, which is occurring in a half hour from the time we're recording this at TransAlta Commons.
I'm a little surprised we weren't invited to speak at this as two Centralia men.
We are Centralia thought leaders, a lot of people say.
It's true. We should have our own meeting, but it'll just be specific to the Wanch Prairie.
Yeah.
A lot of big things happening up there. We got a Lewis County Coffee Company now.
Lewis County Coffee. Are we sure it's good for us?
I don't know. Things are getting crazy. There's a new deli at the market up there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. There's things that people should be talking about that they're not talking about. So.
The river, a little higher than normal.
Yeah, I noticed that today. I did not look to see if it's concerning levels, which maybe I should.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure somebody will let you know if it gets troublesome.
I can't understate how ill-prepared I am for this. I've not been following the news for 2.5 weeks.
Buddy, we had Gabe on last week, and let me tell you.
I heard it was fantastic.
No, Gabe was fine. We had Gabe and Cameron McGee, and then Josh Kirschbaum joined me for segments, really fulfilling a life dream of his to appear on this podcast rather than the other podcast.
I know he was a big fan.
Yeah. Shall we just play him out one last time?
I mean, you did take the time to put it on the board, so.
I did, just for that last episode. It was a good bit, a really good bit on the sports dump.
And you're trying to relive it now, and it's not going to land the same way.
Let's get into some news items. We don't have a ton, mostly because, you've been gone, so the news hasn't been the same.
It's not true. There's tons of new news that did not make your notes for some reason. I think you probably did these before all the latest jams came out this afternoon.
Well, we can get into those in a bit.
Okay.
But first up, City of Centralia opens its survey for residents to comment on the 2025 Comprehensive Plan update. Time to update that 20-year plan. It is online. You can take it on SurveyMonkey. I'm not going to read the URL because it's a lot of numbers and gibberish, as URLs typically are. A lot of questions about drinking water.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was such a big deal.
Well, I don't get it either, to be honest. Should have been a lot more like roundabout questions and what to do with the Wanch, things like that.
Yeah, like where are the questions about my house specifically?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, drinking water, I just feel like it's a given. Like, yeah, we want it to be good.
Yeah. Well, what kind of questions are they? I don't think it's like, do you want good drinking water?
It was like rank these in order of importance, kind of like not specifically that, but like, are these really important, not important, unimportant? And a lot of them were like drinking water quality. And I was like, well,
Did you get the sense that they're trying to lead you to a conclusion that perhaps you don't need great drinking water, but you really do need a new warehouse down there off of Reynolds?
You have two options.
This is really can only go one of two ways, and you can get bottled water. So,
would you like tap water or a Winco to purchase cheap drinking water? Ooh,
excited about that Winco. I'm sure you talked about it last week.
Yeah. Did we? I don't remember.
You should have, because it's officially official now.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
I mean, number one, I'm still going to go to shopping cart for most of my needs, but if I'm feeling extra adventurous, I might go over there, check out their ready-to-eat meals.
I've taken that new spot off the exit at 81 where you can just go down to where Winco might be in the future.
How daring of you.
I know.
I always see people making that turn, and I'm just like, it doesn't make practical sense to me. And then you're still gonna have to stop at U Street, Like,
there's nothing there.
There will be, though. They should put up like big cardboard cutout Winco just so people can get a sense for what it's going to look like.
Just people buying like a bushel of frozen shrimp for $3.99. It's like, ooh, someday this could be you.
They have dollar slices of pizza too. I don't know if that's going to be a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's not a Costco.
Winco really should have come to the launch, though, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Yeah, it should be right over there by the is it a Grange?
Yeah, there's a Grange down there. Of course, there's a Grange down there.
Yeah.
Not an Eagles club, though. Missed those days.
Oh, yeah, that was good. My big takeaway from the survey, I said max out the building height downtown. Throw up some skyscrapers.
Oh, yeah.
No limit.
I like that idea.
The top option was like, well, what if we limited it to 10 stories? And I was like, higher.
No, it's got to be large enough to solve the housing issue. So the number of people that need housing have to be able to fit. So I'm thinking at least 45.
45 stories?
45 stories.
45 stories.
At least. That's a minimum with the ability to build out.
Yeah, well, you got to assume there's 3 blocks downtown, so that's like 3 buildings a block. Mm-hmm. So each side of the street, that's 9, that's 18. 18 stories per level. So you can pick probably 10 people, and that's 180 people per story per city level times, 45. That's, 700,000 people?
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's skyscrapers. That's our solution.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, did you take the survey?
No, I haven't yet. As I've said, I'm very much unaware of most things because I have not been paying
pondering
attention.
it.
Yeah, but I will take it, yes.
All right.
Especially to really weigh in on that drinking water. Is it that necessary? We have lots of water.
I mean, not everybody drinks water.
We all have stoves, can boil it.
Mm-hmm. Well, not for long if the libs get their way.
That's true.
Next news item, back to City Centralia. City planning to convert closed pool into Veterans Memorial Community Park. They approved this on January 23rd, which would have been last Tuesday, I think. And if the rumors are true, we're getting a zip line. That's according to recommendations from the elementary school kids that Parks Director Amy Buckler heard from.
That would be a pretty small zip line.
So lock it up.
Large property.
If you think that is small for the property they have, listen to the proposed ideas. A basketball court may be covered with stands, a playground, but with math and science.
Naturally.
I didn't understand that. A small building that they could rent out. That just kind of sounds like apartments.
I think it's more like a picnic shelter.
ADA features, which are important. More parking. I feel like that one's going to be popular.
Well, I mean, you get like half the property and just turn the half of it into parking.
And the other half into a bathroom, which is another proposed ideas. A walking path, which there's already a sidewalk. How big do they think this park is? You can see it from the road. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Climbing features like a rock wall and a zip line. I like those ideas. That sounds cool. And you can fit it in that small amount of space. Another one was like history lessons.
At the park?
Well, there was a more elaborate bullet point, and I just made these notes off that, and I can't remember the rest of it, but that was in there. And then somebody suggested a pool. How'd that get in there?
I do think that they should maintain the dirt pit as is. As a former child, I think the dirt pit has a lot of promise. I rope off half of it to be like a community garden. Grow whatever you want in there. Let me pitch this community garden a different way. There's a certain bill in the legislature. I don't know if you've heard about this. About community gardening.
About, people being able to grow new things that maybe would be regulated by certain regulatory state agencies.
Interesting.
New wrinkle there. Anyway, community garden. Who says no?
Yeah, dirt pit. Zipline lands in the dirt pit. I mean, it just seems like the idea is all there. That dirt pit during flood season is going to get downright disgusting. That's more of a feature than a bug, though. The thing about a dirt pit, it's not like a pool where the pool is constantly churning out water to be cleaned and have new water come in. The dirt pit, it all just stays there. Oh, yeah, ideally. You're just locked in filth. You could also consider tucking a small but elaborate tire pile over into the corner just for the kids to enjoy. Oh. Maybe it's like a backdrop for senior photos and such. Now you're... there's got to be like an Instagram meme of what if we kissed at the tire pile? Something like that. Should be.
Anyway, those are the council's ideas, or not the council's ideas, but the ideas the city is considering. We'll see what happens there. None of them are like awful. I like the zip line though. Throw that in there. Why not? Next item: Relay for Life of Lewis County proposes a friendly fundraising competition between Chehalis and Centralia. Patty Alley. Why am I asking you?
I think I always said Ali, but that might not be correct either.
Went to both city council meetings to pitch a friendly contest to see who can bring in the most money by this year's event, which is May 18th. The goal is $52,000. And I hope they hit that. But while the idea of a friendly competition is great, what if it were a cutthroat, unfriendly competition? Shenanigans, tomfoolery, chicanery, backstabbing, all encouraged. Just a real no-love lost brawl where the only winner is Relay for Life.
That's not bad. You should set up your own adjacent competition.
Just try to take down both sides.
Yeah.
Chaos. I guess setting each other's fundraising signs and whatnot on fire is going too far, but, within the bounds of competition, get a little exciting with it.
I mean, I think Centralia already proved its philanthropic chops with the Salvation Army Red Kettle Off, where they dominated Chehalis. I don't know if you recall that from last December.
That was true. It was
it wasn't even close.
You would say they outclassed them.
It might be the only time that Centralia has done so, but they certainly did in that case.
Yeah, that was a decisive victory for Centralia.
Not even close, if I remember correctly. Not even close.
So that fundraiser is, has it started? I'm not sure.
Don't ask me. I have not been following the news. I'll be back in the office tomorrow, and I'll be caught up for next week's podcast.
You will know everything
that
occurred.
Pure conjecture at this point.
What a news story you've been out, essentially, off radar.
Yeah, like 2.5 weeks.
For off the grid for 2 weeks, off the grid in the Watch Prairie, the most isolated place in Centralia. What news story would surprise you the most if it popped up?
What would surprise me the most if it popped up that the dam was built while I was gone. Like I got back and the dam was built on the Chehalis River.
Hell yeah.
And it had already held back a flood.
Boy, do I have news for you. Next item, dam built. Next item, Napavine officials discuss Exit 72 and infrastructure funding problems with Congresswoman. The off-ramp and assorted truck stops and fast food spots at Exit 72 are giving Napavine a headache, and they want it to be less bad. So,
Marie we all want out of life, just for it to be a little less bad.
Yeah. So Marie Glusicamp Perez was in town, and the Napavine representatives, including the mayor, Sean O'Neill, is that the mayor?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
A couple of their city representatives said, hey, can you make this less bad? And she said, maybe you should pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
I don't think she said that.
She did not say that. She said, look into the Washington Main Street programs as a possible avenue to get some local money to go towards improving that intersection. What do you think? What if your intersection was bad? What would you do?
As someone who doesn't live in Napavine but often gets off the freeway there for food, I'm just concerned about what the newest fast food restaurant is going to be allowed.
I have quite. Where are you going that Napavine is the first stop? You're like, oh boy, we got to stop for snacks. We went on the freeway for 8 minutes.
Back when I'm making trips to the Reflector down at Battleground, it's the perfect spot for a snack to get you, to fuel you down the I-5.
To Castle Rock or what?
Well, I don't want to spend my money in Cowlitz County. I'm a Lewis County man.
Oh, that's true.
South Thurston sometimes, but I still don't like giving them my tax dollars.
That is kind of it's a hairy intersection. There's a lot going on there. They're throwing yet another truck stop.
I will say that every time I've used that exit, the thought crosses my mind that this isn't the final solution here. There's going to be some infrastructure here.
There's got to be, something has to happen.
It's a little wild, wild west.
I always assumed that was outside Napavine city limits, but I think it is in.
Their UGA, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
They get the tax money, though.
Yeah.
Which I'm never sad about that. Love Napavine. Big fan. Shout out to Brian Watson.
Yeah. He's a city councilor. We should have him on the pod sometime. Be like, why don't you go fix that intersection, man?
I think he was on one of our most listened to episodes ever, if you do recall, in the heat of the pandemic where we had no events. And so we did the best of Lewis County here. I think it was 2020.
Oh,
Could have been 2021.
He was on that. 2021
yeah,
it must have been.
It's kind of funny when you look back that people had to listen to this dumb podcast to find out if they won, and the numbers show that most did.
Yeah, that actually was a big That was back when we were like, oh, we need a third chair. It's like, what's Watson doing? What's Crawler doing?
Yeah, Jackson Gardner, that beautiful man.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Yeah, some great hosts over the years.
Do you want to get into stuff I may have missed now, or do you want to go after the break?
I mean, it doesn't really matter because I don't know. I'm just going to be reading headlines when we get to that part. There are some interesting headlines on Cronline that were uploaded this afternoon, which good opportunity to thank Jessica Keller and Emily Fitzgerald for their help while I've been out.
They did a nice job. Sarah Burdick as well.
Sarah Burdick, absolutely. And I know Chad Taylor was helping out as well, and I'm sure Corley as well.
Photographer Cody Christian did a great job shooting photos, and she's just attacking his own illiteracy with both hands to get those cut lines in.
I love Cody. We should have brought him in. He would have been a good third.
One of these days he'll come in. His style is to sit quietly in the other chair and occasionally pipe in and make fun of somebody
until he gets a good burn.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good policy for him.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like Cody. We're gonna take a quick break and then we will be back.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met JSIC of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
All right. We're back. It's time for segments. And first up, we have Tales from the Takes page. And Eric Schwartz, I hope you're just looking at the opinion page fresh and have no prior knowledge, as I do not.
No, I just pulled it up, and I don't know what any of this stuff is beyond the headlines.
How about this headline? Levies play important part in funding local schools. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Lewis County law enforcement mired in problems. Agree or disagree?
I mean, the sheriff's office has had its problems.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's what the letter is about.
It also mentions other law enforcement.
Well.
But your initial thought, probably correct. Commentary uncovering nuggets of buried history.
It's got to be a Richard Stride.
Isn't that kind of just what you do on Facebook off-hours posting?
What, uncovering nuggets of buried history?
Just throwing up photos from 100 years ago, being like, here, piggies, enjoy your slop.
We had a lot of disproportionate number of photos from like 1959 and 1958 because we're still trying to digitally archive all those, and it takes a long time to get through them. But Sarah Burdick's been doing a good job of sharing those.
Do you think maybe like one person in Lewis County got a camera in 1951 and then took all the pictures and then somebody broke it? And then in 1958, somebody else got a camera?
No, I think we have photos from those eras as well. We just haven't cracked into them yet. But it'll happen. We'll get there.
Another letter to the editor. Lewis County law enforcement is outstanding. I don't know.
Seems to be in response to the other letter.
Could be.
Washington bag charge is deceptive. I don't know why, but I agree with it.
Nobody's stopping you from bringing your own bag.
I mean, I do that now at Walmart.
I take my own bag.
I did a grocery pickup the other day for the first time.
Really?
It was amazing.
Did you have them just bring it out to your car?
Yeah, you don't even go in. They didn't even get out of my car.
Really? Did they see your car, the car you drive every day, and they're like, are you sure?
I drive the wife's car.
Oh, nice. There was no columns from the usual suspects here. No Mitke, no McCroskey.
There's some Julie McDonald. She did her latest in her series on her interview with Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez, which I have to remind people is a follow-up because she did a 3-part on Joe Kent as well. So we had people during the Joe Kent series who were complaining on both sides that she was too critical and that also we had too much about Joe Kent. And then she went and did this interview, and I think that's pretty fair since that's the race for this year, probably.
Okay. That's the opinion section. Oh, there was the column from Kevin Carnes and Daryl Lund and Chehalis about getting Chehalis' fiscal house in order, a call to freeze new spending. All right. Look at the finances.
Daryl Lund of Minuteman Printing, I believe.
Yeah.
We should get him on as a sponsor, I feel like.
I'm sure he would go for that as long as he had a button to, pause me every time I talked. I feel like that's how a lot of sponsors are, though.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, he should.
Speaking of sponsors, I heard you were looking into a new roof.
I was.
Yeah. What'd you do?
I went out there and looked at that roof, and I was like, what a piece of shit. And then I placed a call. I grabbed my phone, and I was like, you know what? I don't even need anything else. I know what to call. I dialed 360-736-0246. Set up a free estimate with our friends at the Roof Doctor. guy named Colton came over there, met me at the roof.
Did he ask you for money?
He did not.
You sure?
Things were free.
Really?
He asked me for money later on.
You should have asked him to inspect neighboring roofs as well.
Crawl up on that guy's house.
Yeah, while he was there. Get double his money.
But we took a look at the roof, took a look at the house, discussed some things. He gave me a free estimate. And the roof doctor is under contract with me to put a roof on a thing.
When are they going to do it?
As soon as it stops raining.
I feel like we should go on your roof to do the episode.
Live episode with the roof doctor
while
guys.
they're working on it.
She's like, get the hell out of here. Who are you again? But yeah, the roof doctor. You know what? I haven't actually had the roof put on yet, but I expect it will be a 5-star review.
I feel really good about that roof. I think you could go ahead and give the 5-star review if you really believed in the roof doctor as much as I do.
I don't think the roof doctor would appreciate a premature review.
I mean, the roof doctor believed in you before you podcasted, so.
That's fair. But if you want to learn more about the roof doctor, visit theroofdoctor.com or give them a call locally, 360-736-0246. They've got an office on Bishop Road in Chehalis.
Wow.
I've been there. Forked over some of my hard-earned podcasting cash.
Wow.
About 5 years worth of podcasting dollars. You could also call them at 360-516-4571. Roof Doctor, locally owned since 1959. And they do great work, which is at least what I'm expecting out of them.
I might come over and watch.
You should. It's kind of your thing, watching.
I just kind of want to see it happen.
Next segment, Sirens Banger of the Week. Officers dispatched to a call on Crescent Avenue, 3 a.m. a few nights back. The caller reported he, quote, thought people were on the sidewalk making fun of him and said he thought he should move out of town because people were giving him weird vibes. The caller was all of us. Mm-hmm. We've all felt that way. That's it.
You pulled a mental health call out of Sirens this week. Well done. I hope you feel good about yourself.
I don't feel great about it.
Surely there was something better in there.
There wasn't.
Really?
I mean, there probably was, but that was the first one I saw. There was some interesting stuff, but
I still missed the whole talk over the stolen ATM over at WSECU with a forklift, which amazingly is the second time that has happened.
At the same one?
Former location. They also tried it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
There was a lot of fun comments on that story of the police were asking for any photos or videos people might have. And they're like, what, you guys haven't found any? It's an ATM at a bank. There's no video?
Yeah, you'd think there would be. There's already there's a replacement ATM there, though.
Thank goodness. The money is okay.
Recently. And there's an update on that story, too. Bail set for suspect accused of stealing an ATM with a forklift.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All's well that ends well. How much money did they get away with?
I don't know, because like I told you, I didn't read anything. I did remember the initial report was that they did get away with some money, but this gentleman, Keith Stephen Kimball, 27 of Spanaway, which isn't something you would expect from a Spanaway resident, I might add, ATM theft.
Bold of you.
Bail set at $100,000 for him, so.
Did he make bail in cash?
That would be pretty funny. We do have a kind of a sketchy track record on ATM theft around here.
We do.
You remember the guys that, or guy, blew up the ATM down on South Tower and walked?
Got away with it.
I still can't believe that's like the most Gotham-y crime that we've had in quite some time.
Do you think this guy stealing it with a forklift is like, look, it's Lewis County, man. Odds are 50-50.
I don't know. Like, that seemed like the most open and shut case of all time. Like, he bombed an ATM, and they knew it was him, and they arrested him, and he got away with it.
Technicality. He had a good lawyer. Do you think the lawyer was paid in cash?
Probably. Yeah, probably like with little crispy edges around the sides of it.
Yeah.
I remember they found money like on the other side of the railroad tracks when it blew up. So
yeah,
our ATM criminals are bold.
Yeah, we need better ATMs. Build back stronger those ATMs. Let's see. People's Champion of the Week. We've got a couple nominees. First up, Lewis County Icicle Brigade raises approximately $7,500 for Special Olympics.
Did you do that this year?
I did not.
You didn't?
It's not the same. I look forward to you and I going to breakfast afterwards at Frosty's and having like 3 or 4 Bloody Marys.
Well, not me. I've never had a Bloody Mary.
Not at Frosty's.
Whiskey Coke.
But yeah, at 8 a.m. it hits different.
Hey, I believe you met me with Fireball last time, so I don't want any judgment out of you.
Don't recall that.
I recall it.
But that was last Saturday at Lake Mayfield. They ran into the cold water at Special Olympics. Peter Barno puts it on, or helps. Does he put it on? I
think he largely organizes it. Yeah, but I think he has fellow volunteers that he would probably also credit. But I think it is largely in a Barno endeavor.
Good for them. And then we've got Person of the Year stuff. I don't know. This might have just been posted late.
Yeah, I think it was posted. It was in Saturday's edition. But yeah, Bill Moeller, hell yeah.
Bill Moeller and Buck Hubbard, both remembered as Person of the Year.
Yeah, we
had two of them.
There's always one. Well, not always. Since the Taylor's arrival, we've always done a Person of the Year and then a posthumous award as well. And that was something that they started a few years ago, which I like. I like that a lot. I think it's a good chance to remember the contributions of two people. But I was especially happy for Bill Moeller.
Yeah,
I like Bill Moeller. He's stopped writing his column for us last year. I think in 2023, he quit writing his column technically about 6 times, and then he would promptly go home and write another column and submit it, and then he'd come back like 2 weeks later and be like, seriously, I'm done. And we'd be like, all right, Bill, and then he'd come back with another column, but he is done this time, and I think this is a cool honor for him. I also think he should be Grand Marshal in the Summerfest Parade this year, which you and I will be announcing.
Oh, what? Spoilers?
Barring any controversy.
Ready to announce that?
Between now and then, we could get canceled. You never know.
We could. I'll do Facebook comments of the week, and then we'll do things we may have missed.
You never picked a hero either. Gary Loomis should be on there. It's the Centralia's distinguished alumni.
That was just last night. He was the distinguished alumni. Gary Loomis, G. Loomis Fishing Rods and Equipment is a very big deal. He's that's like a very recognizable national brand. He's done very well for himself.
Didn't he have a really sick nickname too? I think the first news release called him the Godfather of Graphite or something.
Something like that.
You and I will never be that cool.
No.
It'll be some sort of derogatory term for us.
Do the penis heads of podcasting or something. Your
mind got there real fast and a little uncomfortable by
it. He's also been big in the CSA, the fishing fishing rights group. I can't remember the technical name of it, but he was big on that back in
Coastal Conservation Association.
Yes, when that got up and running back in 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. Good guy. But you know what? Gary Loomis, why not?
I think it's great.
Centralia proud.
Yeah.
All right, Facebook comments of the week. On the Napavine meeting with Marie Glusicamp-Perez, this commenter says, who in Napavine government signed off on this fiasco? Follow the money. Which, what do you think is happening here?
Follow the money and you'll find out.
Oh, my God.
You'll learn that it is Brian Watson's fault.
I can't believe Taco Bell did this to us. On a sunrise photo from Monday morning, this commenter said, very smooth sunrise. You can imagine who wrote that comment.
I think I can.
Mm-hmm. And on the Centralia pool getting turned into a park, this commenter says, demolition of that pool and redevelopment of the property should have gone to a vote of the people. The people have had their chance to vote on this.
Well, people were going to vote on it, and then they didn't because the Centralia school levy failed, and the city was basically not wanting to compete against the school levy, which I actually think makes pretty good sense.
Yeah. Vote in the levy, which is coming up February 13th. Is that the vote?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. A couple news items we may have missed. Well, you certainly missed. This is one I like a lot. February Chamber Forum to feature Chronicle publisher and editor-in-chief. Whoa! Mm-hmm. It's a big get for you.
And it's going to surprise some folks, but you don't got to pay to see this show. Just come on in, unless you want to eat. I mean, actually, it's the new morning forum, so I don't even know how that works, but bring your money to pay for Lewis County Coffee Company wares.
This is 8 a.m. Thursday at the station in Centralia. Thursday morning, you just go, what a way to wake up listening to you and Chad just talk about how great you are.
I've been riding around on Lewis County Transit buses writing my piece for this for the last 24 hours whilst wearing headphones and a beanie.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe you. And giving the finger to San Francisco fans, I assume.
Yes, naturally. I like the photo that was chosen here. It's from Oregon Trail Days.
Yeah, I like how I am cropped out of half that photo and replaced with Chad.
Oh, how dare me. It's kind of like when, 3 weeks ago, I cropped out everybody from our old team photo for the news dump, and I believe I covered Isabel up with our 3 advertisers. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Chad looks so much cooler than me in these photos, though. The comparison is
Who took
upsetting.
that photo? Is that a crawler photo or is that a Gabe photo?
I think it's a crawler photo. Chad doesn't love that photo, though. I kind of think he looks kind of cool.
He looks very barrel-chested in that photo.
He does.
More so than he does in real
shoulders.
life.
He's like showing me up on the shoulders, if you don't notice.
Well,
I was shrugging.
You can tell he had the photographer crouched down. He's like, shoot me at an upward angle.
And then he flexed.
Yeah. Good for Chad. It's a good picture of him. Let's see. Erosion temporary closes Shorey Road. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I saw pictures from Cody.
Yeah. There was some erosion. Oh, it's that part of Shorey Road. Okay. Looking at the pictures now.
Well, now
Cody
you know.
got down there right in the dirt, didn't he? Good for him.
Got the DeGotti brothers close sale on iconic property.
Where's that at?
Mossy Rock Flower Farm.
Well, I mean,
it's the main story.
They sold.
Yes, they sold.
Oh, I thought they were like buying a new iconic flower farm. And I was like, really? That's fast.
No.
Who bought it?
They're the owners of Hazelnut Farms in Montesano.
Okay. Well, all right.
They specialize in growing hazelnuts and will be branching out to strawberry production in the DeGotti greenhouses. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just learning this all right now, but yeah, not bad.
Hydrogen Hub. Commissioner continued skepticism. That should be continuous skepticism during informational meeting at Bafok Range. This was the big Hydrogen Hub meeting on Monday.
I think it's one of 2, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not sure if the other one's been held, but I know the Economic Alliance of Lewis County was holding a meeting, and then this meeting was also called. Dueling meetings, perhaps.
If you have 2 hydrogen meetings and then one where nobody attends, do you have an H2O situation?
I guess so.
A little science joke for you.
A bit of a reach there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know how hydrogen works. I think we've been over this, though.
We have.
What else do we have on here?
Looks like Lewis County is looking to sell Mountain View Cemetery in Centralia, which they came about owning because taxes were not being paid upon it.
Is that the one by Ford's Prairie Elementary or the one by Bill and Bees?
That's the one by Bill and Bees. You're thinking of Greenwood?
I am.
Which has been cleaned up greatly. Every time I drive by that place, I'm impressed.
Yeah, it does look nice.
You were a news reporter for a while, so I'm sure you also wrote about it falling into disrepair and
I did.
The various crime proceedings against John Baker. So hopefully, I'm sure the people who have family members at Mountain View Cemetery want a similar outcome.
I agree.
And you got a little extra spending cash with all that money you saved with the roof doctor. You should look into possibly
buying a cemetery. Yeah, only if I get to dig your grave, my buddy.
You could buy it and move it to the Wanch.
It's just dig them up. We're moving.
I don't know. We should. I feel like we should start like the Wanch Prairie Chamber of Commerce and get like the 3 businesses in it, and then charge them fees.
Is there 3?
Yeah, there's the store, and then there's the other store.
Oh yeah, there's 2 stores.
I'm sure we've got some like Etsy type businesses located in that neighborhood somewhere.
I think there's the school. They probably have like a school store in there.
Yeah, multi-level marketing. I'm sure that's pretty big in some of those households.
We got some sex offenders registering. We'd have to get into that.
Unless you live on Adams Avenue and then you want to hear about it.
Then you will want to visit cronline.com.
It is a level 3, so yeah. You know, those news items never really hit until it's like your neighborhood. When we bought our house, I think I shared with you, like learning there was a level 3 sex offender living on the corner. It's just like, man, I really wish I had Googled.
And you Googled it and you're like, this is my address.
No, he moved though.
Anything else you want to get into before we can call this one?
No, not really, because like I said, I don't really know a whole lot what's going on. There's a lot of good news, though, at cronline.com. Check it out if you haven't already, and feel free to come to the show next Thursday, 8 a.m. at Lewis County Coffee Station down on Tower.
It's just
don't want to miss
station.
It.
Do you want to talk about Shayless Outfitters?
Of course I would. When do I not want to talk about Shayless
You're always
Outfitters?
going on about all the guns you bought there.
I still want to get a
Dutch oven
weekly
you
call
wear
with
on your
their
head.
store manager and former Chronicle employee, Kelly Erb, to tell us about all the great deals that are happening over there.
That would be great.
But if she was to tell us about all of the great deals, it would take the entire podcast. So we'll have to ask her to really just zero in on 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, but there always is good things going on at, Shayless Outfitters, which is located in Chehalis at 1757 North National Avenue. They open at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Can you believe that?
Where are you learning this?
The internet.
I mean, Chehalis Outfitters is really, to me, like destination shopping. Like if you got like an extra hour to burn, it's just as good to go to Chehalis Outfitters as it is to like go to the park.
Yeah, you're like, I need like some boots and a flannel shirt and a gun and a clam license. You're like, I'm going to Chehalis Outfitters.
They still do popcorn there?
Still got popcorn there, yeah. Oh. If they don't, just go talk to Kelly and she'll be like, I got some popcorn for you.
There's a huge winter savings sale going on right now. I don't know anything about it, but you can save $50 on a gun.
You can get some flowers too.
I'm just saying. Go to their Facebook page and just check it out. There's so many good deals.
In closing, we're sponsored by Summit Funding, Chehalis Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. Leave a review and a rating on Apple Podcast if you want, or email us at Chronicle News Dump @gmail.com. We will talk to you next week.